Okay guys, welcome back to another episode of Reading RFPs, where we quickly identify and dissect opportunities worth pursuing on FBO.gov. If you like this type of content, please do me a favor and like this video. And if you have not already, please click the subscribe button to see videos like this that I try to do at least a couple times per week, as well as educational material that I create that's about government contracting, all things on small business winning contracts. Without further ado, let's get started on FBO. Today I feel like looking at sources sought, so let's roll. USOCOM, Special Ops Command, sources sought, that's modification. Huntsville, I'm quite familiar with Huntsville. VA needs some dry ice pellets. Parts. Let me extend this out. A lot of these parts and these no-name things I don't click on. I don't do a lot of parts and pieces. If that's something you guys are into, the DLA is definitely something you want to check out. Hardware. Not sure if this was the original SOCOM that we clicked on. I don't think it is. Transcription services for the VA, that'd be professional services. Seeking 8A firms for ACU codes. Any 8A companies. Probably be a quick buy and sell there. Might be able to get some good markup though. Nick Fort Stewart, communications upgrade, radio antenna installation. That sounds interesting. See what's going on there. Let's get to the bottom of this page and we'll take a look at some of these. Ventilation cleaning. Not bad. That would be fairly straightforward for a small business. All right. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pulled up here. So here's the modification for the sources sought. CAA production. See the response date. It's October 30th in a month, and it's already been originally posted for a month. Scroll down. I always scroll down to the bottom, and I start at the bottom to see if I know who this person is, but I know this is coming out of MacDill Air Force Base in Florida. I don't know Gisette. Here's going to be the response. If I want to respond to this, I got to put together. This is pretty straightforward stuff. And don't worry, guys, I will include the link in the description of this video below for any opportunities that we look at. So if you're already looking at this, that means the link is down below. So I'm seeing they want to include a ROM, rough order magnitude, and a lead time. This tells me all GFI, government furniture equipment, will be provided as part of the TDP. Interesting. It's part of the PEO Maritime Office. What I was reading definitely sounded like this is going to be a boat or something. And that's definitely apparent on what that is. Market research should identify sources with the required expertise and capabilities to manufacture the new craft and to overhaul the existing combatant craft assault craft, the CCA. And this is for medium to high threat environments. They're going to provide the TDP for any GFI that's already included. However, your craft must meet these. And these are the components. Needless to say, if you're not in the watercraft arena, this probably has nothing to do with you. Close that out. Move on to the next one. Range and Training Land Program. Is this a firing range? What is this? Response due October 5th. Today is September 27th. Just a little bit longer than a week. This was originally posted. And again, this is out of Huntsville. Sean Smith, Shanika Hamilton. Talking about engineering services, specific requirements, surveying. This is definitely construction related. It's like A&E firms for design services. So this is an A&E contract, it sounds like. And they're planning to do this as a full and open. And this is in the original. So I'm going to hop back over to the new, see what the change was. And it doesn't tell me. Let me go back. Saying it's an IDIQ contract, which means they don't know what it's going to take. It's your job to tell them what you think it's going to take. But they expect this to be $45 million. And they're seeking any socioeconomic types. So this is a good size A&E project for sure, for any A&E companies. Worth taking a look at. SOCOM, Personal Readiness Management System. Gerald McGee, this is again at MacDill Air Force Base. Response due date December 20th. That's very, very far off into the future for a source assault response date. It's to investigate the use of external solutions as a TRL-9 with functionality equal to or better than the current defense-ready TM personnel. I'm just going to Google this. Google is usually our best friend here if I don't know what something means. Technology readiness level, that's what they mentioned. Our method of estimating technology maturity, CTE, or a program of funding the acquisition process, of a program during the acquisition process. They are determined during assessments that examine program concepts, so basically something that's technology related. They're talking about NASA. All right, going back. I'm going to open this just for the sake of getting a little more clarification on what this actually is, because I'm just curious. The fact that they're doing so much research ahead of time, it's probably going to be a fairly large procurement, or this may just be a brand new procurement and they don't know what the hell to do yet. This is definitely to support 10,000 concurrent users. This is definitely a spotlight area, a high visibility area. If this isn't something that you normally do, you probably don't want to mess around with something like this. Responses limited to 10 pages, white paper. Don't just send them a capability statement. They want a specific response. Do not call or email asking for information about the acquisition strategy timeline, about your response. This is funny. Any future acquisition will be competitive and will be published on either FBO or a GSCG WEC. I don't see much information here, guys. But anyways, this is reading RFPs where we quickly identify opportunities, and this is something that seems to be very niche, very specific, and again, if it's not something you do, you probably would want to stay away from it. Okay, moving on. Transcription services, RFI. Response date September 28th. That is tomorrow. Business 7 for the VA. I love the VA. Kevin Warren. I love parts of the VA, I should say. Other parts of it make me want to cry. So they want medical transcription services for facilities out of Augusta, Central Alabama, Dublin, Atlanta, Charleston, Columbia, and Tuscaloosa, VA medical centers. So this is for all you professional service companies that can do medical transcription. They have a 4 one-year option periods, so they got a base plus 4. So it's a potential 5-year contract. They want capability statements, and of course, if your service is disabled, veteran-owned or just veteran-owned, they would like to hear from you. The government will use this information in determining its SDVOSB set-aside decision. So to the front of the line, you service disabled vets. This is the VA after all. Pretty straightforward. Send your information to Mr. Kevin Warren before it's too late. Next, Mick Fort Stewart, communication upgrade, radio and antenna installation. Michelle No Name, the contracting officer, and Joseph Plotino. I've done some work over at Fort Stewart, similar work on the fire alarm system. I'm going to go ahead and open this. One moment. Let's read the change. The requirement has been canceled is what I'm reading, and that's why I stopped. Before we waste any more time, I will double check. Purpose of the amendment is to cancel the procurement. No contract award has been made. Now, if this is something you were kind of excited about and now you're feeling down, they did not say why it was canceled, and it's always worth a shot at sending Joe or Michelle an email, preferably a phone call, just kind of asking them what happened. Do they anticipate this being procured in the future? Since this was posted yesterday, they may not have funding because the government fiscal year ends this weekend, so they might just not have money and they de-obbed this requirement. That's very quite possible, and that might be the answer. But you never know. They might be, if they need the work done, they're probably just going to use 2019 funds, so you can maybe get in line for that next year by reaching out to them. Next, ventilation cleaning. Pearl Harbor. Yep. Robert Dale Jones. Okay. This is pretty straightforward. They intend to solicit and award contract to authorized group of contractors that are approved to perform ventilation cleaning aboard U.S. Navy submarines. Per Dawn letter. I'm going to Google this because I don't know what that is. I expect it to be some sort of requirement or mandate. And this did not help me. But I'm going to assume that that's what that's for. The contractor must have approved process prior to start of any cleaning, and it must be approved by the Navy ahead of time. So if you have not done this, and you're interested in this, you may want to start working on it right now. Let's see if this Navy code pulls up anything. I'm not familiar with this code. But apparently you will have to either be approved or meet the terms before you do any work. Doesn't mean you can't bid on the contract, though. You can always bid on the contract and just hope you get your stuff in line before the contract is awarded. I'm not seeing any great links here, but maybe here. I will try to control F. That is not showing up. That did climate control systems. Program office, Philadelphia. Doesn't really tell us much. Anyways, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole on that. If that's something you're interested in, I'm sure one of these fine folks, Robert, could point you in the right direction to get you started on the right track. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. Just wanted to go and look at some quick source of thoughts. We looked at a variety of different kinds. Again, if you like this video, I'm going to be looking at many different sources of thought and RFP solicitations. If you like this type of content, please like the video and don't forget to subscribe. It's a lot more to come, and we'll see you next time, guys.